everybody. It's so exciting. I've got beautiful Emma with us today. Hey, Emma.
Hi, Vic.
So excited to have you on to share your 20 kilo story. How many grams off did you say you were?
I'm about 200 grams off, my 20 kilos. So, very nearly there.
That is amazing. So I'd love you to pop in the comments, say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. If you've got any questions at all, we would love to answer you. Live. Emma has been on our program for how long now, Emma?
Just over a year. So 13 months now. So never look back as well, which is amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. Hello, Tara. Tara says, so looking forward to hearing from you. So pop in the comments. We'd love to know that you're there. I'm just going to switch my phone off so that I don't get interrupted in the middle of our chat. And there's Gay from Adelaide. Hello, Gay. I love it when they say Adelaide. I really missed going to Adelaide. Adelaide is so great. Such a great city. So pop in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to know. And if you've got any questions at all for Emma or myself, I'm Victoria. I'm the co-founder of SuperFastDiet. We would love to answer you live. So say hi. Just pop a little comment in because we'd love to know you're there. There's Kristen saying hello.
There's Kristen.
So welcome to our beautiful superfaster, Emma. So if you've just joined in, Emma has been on our program for how long did you say?
Just over a year, so about 13 months now.
13 months now, and has given away 20 kilos to the universe. We like to say given rather than lost because we never want to find them again.
No, never.
Yes, so let's get started. Tell us, Emma, what was life like before you discovered SuperFastDiet? What did you try before?
Oh.
And
the list is endless. We have half an hour, so I'll condense it. So I've thought about this a lot, and I think for me, I can describe it like probably a perpetual merry-go-round over the last maybe 20 years of my life. And, I've had those moments where I convinced myself that I was okay with how I looked, I was all right with my weight, that everything was okay, and I was just going to be like this. This is the way it was. Versus, seeing every fad diet, every, different way of doing things, cabbage soup and keto and joining a gym and all of these, I've tried literally hypnosis, literally tried everything. And I think I just got used to sort of starting on a Monday. I'd find the new latest thing and I'd start on a Monday and I'd like be all in and I'd, go for it on a Monday. But then by Thursday, I kind of derailed a little bit and then I'd get a bit disillusioned and then I'd sort of give up again. And it was literally this perpetual merry-go-round all the time. And it demoralized me. I think each time you try and you give something a go and it doesn't work, you just get demoralized with it. And, I did lose weight on some of the programs, but nothing was ever sustainable. And I could never, I always felt I'd adapted to a program as opposed to a program fitting in with my life, if that makes sense.
Yes, indeed. Wow, it really does sound like you tried everything, including hypnotherapy. That's
everything.
That's amazing. Sounds like me. I had tried absolutely everything too until we discovered this incredible way of life. Gay's got a question. Did you have moments when you felt like just giving up?
Yes, absolutely. So I think before we went into the last lockdown that we had here, I think I just sat and I thought, right, I am who I am now. I'm just under 100 kilos of weight. I thought I didn't mind neck up looking in the mirror. I was kind of okay with. There was bits about myself that I liked. I liked my eyes. I liked, I'm quite bubbly as a person. But there were definitely those moments sort of, I wouldn't look in a mirror from the neck down. I didn't like looking in full length mirrors. And I thought, okay, I can live with that. I'm okay with that. And I'm size 18 in clothes that I was at the time, and edging on a size 20 in clothes. And I thought, do you know what? That's it. I can't go through this merry-go-round again and again and again. And even when I was sort of in those unhappy moments, I thought, no, you convince yourself you're okay. You talk yourself out of it and talk yourself round.
Yeah,
so that's a really good question, but so yes.
It is a great question. Thank you, Gay. Oh, and Jen's watching too. Hello. She says, hello, gorgeous lady. So Emma, as many of our viewers know, that we have a few different ways to do our program. We've got 2-day, 3-day, and part day. Which was your method of choice? Which did you like the most?
There's only one for me, and that is my 3-day. We talk about a revelation, and we talk about, wanting to give up and changing something to fit into your lifestyle as opposed to the other way around. I tried 5 and 2 before. I just struggled to eat 500 calories at that time. I'm not saying I'm not going to try it. Kristen's trying to talk me into it as we go through, but we will get there. But I saw this 3-day opportunity, and I thought, do you know what, 1,000 calories at 3 days? I think, given my life, and as some of you know, I like my social life, I like my nice restaurants and my nice food. I think for 3 days a week, I'm pretty sure I can give this a go and do it. I have on holidays, though. I have to say, when I've gone on holiday, I have switched to the part day method. So I've done the 16 and 8, which is part day. So I've switched that because I found that easier on holiday. But my 3-day for me has just been, my brother, bless him, lives in England and hasn't seen me for a while, and he's seen me sort of now at 20 kilos and doesn't recognize me on FaceTime. And he said, I found my secret sauce. I found the key to unlock what works for me. And it's so true. The 3-day has been my absolute life changer.
That is awesome. As you would know, Emma, we've actually just put our 3-day program into a book called The 3-Day Diet. Oh, you've got it right there.
I have it right on my desk, Vic.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. And it's actually still the #1 best-selling lifestyle book in Australia, which we're very proud of. So the 3-day method is actually an original method that Jen and I created, for those of you who were watching, because we loved intermittent fasting. And as you just quite rightly said, Emma, sometimes the 2-day method, or the 5-2 as it's often called, is really hard for some people to do that, because you have to be really strict on your 2 days. And it's not, even though we show you how to do it, it's still not a lot of food. Whereas on the 3-day method, you can literally have double that on your fast days, and you don't feel hungry, do you?
No, I did. And I think that was the thing for me. And also, I think I never felt like I was being deprived, or never felt like I was going without, or never felt like, some of these, you can do a red day or a green day, you can have all or nothing. For me, I could have anything I wanted to, but within obviously the 1,000 calories. But 1,000 calories with sensible choices and sensible foods and veg and everything else. You can have a plate full of food, and I think I was like, wow, this is amazing. I can eat loads of veg and still have a bit of protein and everything else. Yeah, it was a big surprise.
That is awesome. Tell us what a typical day on your 3-day looks like now. What would you have on a typical fast day as we call it?
So those who are on the Facebook page will know I'm a big soup maker. So I tend to go without my breakfast. I'll probably have a skim cat in the morning on my fast days, because that's still my treat. I can still have my skinny cat, which I really love. I have a soup at lunchtime, so I make my own asparagus or pumpkin, or just a really nice vegetable soup, and I make them at the weekends when I'm dancing around my kitchen. So I make enough for my 3 fast days, and then dinner is usually a piece of protein, whether it's a fish. I eat far more fish now, or chicken. I tend to not eat much red meat anymore, which has been a big surprise to me. Or I'll eat a vegetarian bolognese. And I've just replaced things. So, like, you can replace spaghetti with zucchini noodles, and you sort of rice with cauliflower rice. I've gone the broccoli, carrot, and cauliflower rice because I'm not a big cauliflower fan, but the 3 blend is nice. So just switching, and huge veg. I love big stir fries, a little bit of dash of cat manis with it. And tend to have those, but just those swaps and changes of things. But you can still eat really, really healthily, really delicious food. So I'm having a pizza with the, replacing with the breads with some beautiful veggies on, and all sorts of beautiful. I had a fast day yesterday, and I did a pesto chicken with salad, which was beautiful. Yum. It was really, really delicious. Really nice, but not so much pesto, less than I used to do. So everything in moderation.
Yes, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And what would you say your weaknesses are? I think.
Oh, my weakness is wine.
Yay!
But I used to love a glass of wine. I used to travel a lot with my job until we went into the COVID situation. So I'd live on, aeroplanes and hotels, and there's always wine and everything around, and then come home as well. But yeah, so I don't have a wine every day now. I don't do that. So I just make different choices with my wine. I still enjoy my weekends, but yeah, my weakness is definitely wine. I'm not a big chocolate fan or anything else, but I'm partial to a little bit of cheese. But I've changed my cheese around. I used to love cheddar and everything else. I have the little sliced Edam slices that are already portion controlled now, and my biggest friend in my kitchen, and you and Jen will both laugh at this, are my scales. So my scales now have a permanent place on my bench, and I literally just weigh everything just to, in my head, so I can see how big a portion is, and so I don't then creep in back to where I was.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So are you at your goal? You look incredible.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Oh, so I'm just very close.
Look, I'm not far. I'm about 6.5 kilos off where I want to be. But I've just re-signed for the next 12-week mind makeover. So I've done the first course, which was amazing. I've just signed for the next one. So at the end of that 12 weeks, my mission is to be at goal.
Fantastic. Just in time for Christmas.
Yay.
Yay.
I'm feeling already in myself. I'm feeling just so different. I'm now looking full length in the mirror, which I haven't been for years. I'm even looking sideways on. I'm like, oh, okay, that looks, just so different. And I think I've posted some of my before and after photos in my face, and just my whole body shape has changed so much.
So fantastic. So how do you feel now? How is it different now that you've given 20 kilos and that you're going to get to your goal?
So I think it's not just one thing. So as I talked about, I eat far more fish now than I ever did. I think one of my big aha moments was my portion sizes that had just grown. I think I've said in the group for people before, one of my aha moments, I walked into the kitchen. My husband's 6'2" and he's about 100 kilos. So he's a big guy, and he dished my dinner up. And I looked on the side and I said to him, which one's mine? And I thought, gosh, I'm eating the same size portions. And it just happened organically, right? It just over a period of time grown. So I now know which my bowl is. I'm very clear. I dish my own dinner up. I don't let him dish up for me anymore. I do all my own. I've taken control back of that, and that wasn't his fault. It just got out of control. So my portion control is good, but I'm eating reduce my red meat. I eat fish at least twice a week, and I've found a love of fish, fish curries and all sorts of different things I love cooking. I eat way more vegetarian options, and even when I go out to restaurants now, they're usually my go-to, and delicious, really delicious. I prepare my meals, so I always prepare for my fast days. I prepare my soups, as I said, and I always make sure at the weekend I think about what I'm going to have on my fast days. I've also made changes around white bread, white rice. They're all now brown, so I've substituted all of those, but the flavour of them is so delicious and so much more filling, and everything else. And I count my calories. I weigh my food and I count my calories. And they're just the biggest tips I can give to anybody.
Brilliant.
Weigh your food and count your calories, because I had no idea when I started this how many calories I was consuming and how big my portions were. And it was so confronting to those first sort of couple of months of doing SFD. They were my wow, my aha moments for sure.
That is fantastic. So how's SuperFast Diet different to all those other diets you've tried before?
Oh, gosh. It's not just one thing for me. So I kind of broke down, because I think it's really important that people understand. So as I've said, I've tried everything. And the point of difference for me is right from the beginning, these stories are real stories and you can really connect with them. They really, you get to meet the people who've been through this journey, and not just at the end of some something you can't touch and something that doesn't feel real and tangible. So they're people's real life stories, and they're relatable, and every one of us can find somebody on the group that has a story similar to yours. I know everyone's journey is their own, but there are those similarities and things that you can really tap into. Mine was Jen, as you know. I watched Jen's story and I burst into tears when I watched Jen's story, and I just thought, gosh, this woman could be writing how I feel in my life story, and that's what hooked me in the beginning. So, and then the community, this community that's on the Facebook page in the group is like nothing else. I think we empower each other, we pick each other up when we're down, we celebrate each other's success. There's no ego, and again, it's just the realness and the rawness of everybody, and nothing's stupid, and no one makes you feel like you can't achieve, which is absolutely amazing. The coaches, and of course yourself and Jen, I think you guys are accessible. You guys are, you eat, sleep and breathe this, and it brings a believability. It brings a real believability to this program and the success that it can give to your life. And I think that's a huge thing for me, and the passion that you have. And I always felt like I've been brought into this big group of arms in SFD, and people are like, we got you, we understand you, and we're going to help you. And that for me was like, wow, I felt safe. I felt in a safe place. And I've shared stuff on this group that even my own family members don't know on my journey. Nobody knew how much I weighed. Even my husband didn't know how much I weighed. And I found myself sharing it on this group of people I'd never met in my life. I know I've met some of you now, but it's like my deepest, darkest secret on how much I weighed that I was so embarrassed about. I was telling this whole group and sharing pictures of me full length. I was like, someone's reprogrammed my mind. It was crazy. But and then I think one of the other things is how I can integrate the 3-day plan with my life. So as I said right at the beginning, it's not around me completely changing me and not being able to sustain it. This program just almost slotted into my life, and just was easy to do, and I think that's been the biggest game changer for me. All of those things, I think, if you kind of look at that little magic conundrum that pulls everything together and then you go bang, that's success. All of those things, I think, have just made a significant difference for me. And being present and part of the group and getting yourself involved. And then I had a coach. So what I decided within week 2, I would get a coach. And Kristen, who's on here, I have spoken to Kristen every single Thursday for the last 13 months. And it's really, really helped me. Like, just have that accountability. And again, no questions are stupid. You know, she's part of my team. As a Live at 5, I've missed probably 2 Live at 5s in the last year. And just if you want to do it and you want to immerse yourself, you can. If you don't, then that's okay. But I think being part of it and immersed in it will give you all the support that you need around it.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, Kristen just popped on. She said, well said. And Tanya says, you're amazing, Emma.
Tanya's one of my buddies.
And Denny's watching as well. And Angie, the whole gang's here. The whole gang's here. Yay. Oh, thank you for sharing your beautiful story. So Emma, if somebody's watching and they're thinking, oh, shall I or shan't I give it a go, what would you say?
I think you'll never regret giving it a try ever. I came across this, as I said before, it was an advert on Facebook, and I saw the dollar for the month, and I saw an advert, and I thought, oh, here we go. Here's another advert. They're all out there. I think they know I want to lose weight. They're tapping into my psyche. They're sending me these adverts, and you know, someone's trying to give me a sign. And I remember opening it and reading it, and then I can't believe I'm here 13 months later, 20 kilos lighter. If you'd have said that to me when I opened that advert on that Facebook page that day, this is what you can have and this is how you can feel. And as you know, I've turned into a bit of a gym junkie. I'm 5 days a week back training. My body shape's changing. My mindset is different. I feel healthier, happier, fitter, just everything. So you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by giving this a go. But it's sustainable. This is my way of life now, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else in any other way. But I think you know, Vic, I went to try on. I was going to Key in June, and I went to buy a new outfit, and I went into Myers, and I tried a size 12 top and a 12 bottom, and I didn't think I'd fit in them, and I walked away with both. I literally cried in the changing rooms, just how it made me feel. And I went out that Key, and I felt $1 million. And I used to wear big baggy clothes like Jenna caftans and everything else before then. But it will positively change your life.
Brilliant.
There's no regrets, no guilt, no regrets.
Love it. And best part of all, you don't feel deprived, do you?
No. I still have my life. I still go to my restaurants when I'm out of lockdown. I still enjoy my wine. I've just made, it's about balance, and I didn't have that balance, and SFD has brought me that balance. But no guilt, and just completely transformed me and my mind and just the way I look at food now.
Oh, that is so fantastic, Emma. Angie says, we love you, Emma. And Kirsty says, inspirational listen. Thank you for your comment. And Nicola says, incredible, Emma. You've got raving fans.
They're amazing. I love the group. And the coaches, I have to say, and one thing to everybody on here, the coaches who look after this, you know, who are the custodians of this program, I call them, under Angie, are so invested and so involved and so passionate. And that, as I said, is one of the points of difference, because you have people who've walked the walk, talked the talk, get it, and are there to 100% genuinely support you through this journey. So, it's just amazing.
That is awesome. That is so true. Ginger says, yes, I'm a raving fan. Oh, thank you, Emma. Well, just to sum up, if you're watching this and you want to get results like Emma, the 3-day diet, we actually have a really, really special offer at the moment. If you head to SuperFastDiet.com and go to the Join Now page, you'll see we've got a really special 12-week transformation offer, and we send you a free book as part of the deal. So head to the link. I think it's in the caption above, and find out all about it for yourself. And we'd love to see you on the inside. You get a special Facebook page, it's all private. As Emma said, even she shared all her inner secrets that her husband didn't even know.
Very true.
Yes, so head to superfastdiet.com for more information. And if you're watching this replay, still pop your questions in the comments, because we'll be jumping back to answer you. Thank you so much for joining us, Emma. It's been an absolute delight, as always, to chat with you. And I can't wait till our next in-person meetup.
Yes, our next soiree. I think we're planning a weekend, and she's organising a weekend in the Hunter, I think, which would be, I'm in
nice.
for sure.
Girls, I'll be there. I'll be there. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And let you get back to the rest of your working day.
Yeah,
Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye.